All right. Good afternoon. How are you, Pastor Glasgow?
I'm doing real good. How you doing, Miss Rice?
I'm doing just wonderful, wonderful, Pastor Glasgow. I'm calling you from Randolph County, Alabama, and I just was very interested in some of the things that have been going on over in Clay County, Alabama, and I would like to learn a little more about the Top Society as well, and just sort of get a feel for your organization and the work that you do, and how that ties in with some of the activities that are going on in Clay County, Alabama.
Well, let me tell you this, Miss Rice. First of all, I'd like to thank you for taking the time and the interest in the Ordinary People Society /TOPS. And we just want to thank you because you have been a pioneer in getting civil rights, human rights, and people's rights out there to the forefront. What we're doing with TOPS, the Ordinary People Society, we have been doing this for over 8 years, going into our 9th year. Mm-hmm. We break it down into 3 different components. One component is the feeding the hungry and the homeless. Mm-hmm. We got Mama Tina's Mission House. We got 22 different branches throughout the state of Alabama. We got branches in Atlanta, Orlando, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. So we got 3 branches in Atlanta, one in Newark, New Jersey, one in New York, Pennsylvania, everywhere, in Virginia. Mm-hmm. We got different branches all throughout the United States, and they're coming up even as we speak, more and more arising by the day. But our first and foremost goal, like I say, is the feeding of the hunger and the hungry and the homeless. Our second thing is the young and the elderly. Everybody concentrates on the youth, doing a lot of things for the youth, but TOPS concentrates on bridging the gap with our ON program, ON, which is the old and new school, as well as taking care of the elderly in the neighborhoods and the different communities, seeing that they are seen about, that they are helped in any kind of way, form, or fashion. And then for the youth in particular, we do what is called monitoring and mentoring, our M&M program. And we monitor and mentor them with people who we call experts by experience. And those experts by experience lead us to our third component, which is the Prodigal Child Project, be it those that are involved, so have been involved in some kind of mishaps in life that caused them to go the wrong way. Whether it be jail, whether it be dropping out of college, whether it be dropping out of school, or whatever it may be, these are prodigal children that we need to receive back home instead of ostracizing like the older brother did in the prodigal son story in the Bible. So this is the totality of TOPS. The only basis of our organization is Matthew 25, 33 through 46. I was hungry, you ain't feed me. I was thirsty, you ain't give me water to drink. I was naked, you ain't clothed me. I was a stranger, you didn't take me in. I was sick and in prison, and you didn't minister to me or visit me. And we have to look at all those things and all those facets, and this is what the Ordinary People Society is all about. For some reason, people have a bad misconception of thinking that it's political because we deal with ex-felon voters' rights, of thinking that it's a lot of bureaucracy because we deal with a lot of different tangents of the law and the criminal justice system in our different communities. But everything about TOPS, the Ordinary People Society, is ministry. And let's not anyone get it confused. This is ministry. And as well as the basis, Matthew 25, 33 through 46, is also Isaiah 60:1, which says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. And I am to do what? Help to heal the brokenhearted. Give good tidings to those who are meek and humble, and to set the captives free. And the opening of the prison to those who are bound. And for some reason, when you just don't go along to get along with everything that's going on, people have a tendency to call you other than what you are. I've heard that TOPS is a community or action group or community organization. TOPS is a ministry. And we are ministering to the lives and the restoration of our people. If you really want to break us down in a sentence, then the only thing you have to do is say, somebody say, restore. We want to restore our families. Somebody say restore. We want to restore our communities. Somebody say restore. We want to restore our cities, our states, and then eventually our nation.
Ooh. Pastor Glasgow, that's a heavy lift. As Barack Obama can say, that's a heavy lift.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's what T.O.P.S is about. God gave me the vision while I myself was going through some mishaps in life. I came out just going with the vision, doing what God said. And we've been going strong, going on 9 years now. All of the different branches are volunteer branches. None of us have ever gotten any kind of payroll or salaries to do the work that we're doing. And we're doing just what thus says the Lord and helping our people to be more productive people. And our ultimate goal is for public safety. When we're feeding people, we're causing harm reduction. A person getting high will stop getting high. A person that when we give them clothes will stop stealing from your house. A person that we're mentoring and monitoring, we're doing prevention and intervention, even gang prevention and intervention with children to stop them from becoming criminals and statistics within a system that's swallowing our people up. And we are restoring those that are re-entering and coming back into society after doing and paying their debt to society. Let me tell you something that I want to get really cleared up. A lot of people got a real bad misunderstanding about the ex-felon voters' rights. And felt like it was just something that was political and a ploy. But a lot of people don't look at the attachments and the inclusions that go with somebody being disenfranchised and losing their rights to a felony. Come on now.
Yes,
see, when
sir.
a person loses their voting rights, they can't get public housing.
That's right.
And most of the people in the neighborhoods that are considered poor neighborhoods, their mamas, their girlfriends, their baby mamas, their grandmothers live in public housing.
That's
Come on
right.
now.
That's right.
So they can't even go there because when they come back home, that's an automatic violation of the parole and probation. If they can't get public housing, they can't get public assistance. So they can't get food stamps. Come on now. So they can't get no kind of help in that. They can't get a student loan or a Pell Grant to better educate themselves and become a more productive citizen with education.
So
they
they
can't get a business license, and even if they got money. So these are things that disenfranchise them even after they done paid their debt.
And I can see from just from what you are saying here is that is what keeps them recycling back into the system.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the system basically has gotten them so bound and so tied up on every hand. There's no way that they can bring themselves out from under.
There's no way. The collateral consequences are too high. The collateral consequences extend far beyond the actual debt that's paid for the sentence. Once the judge sentenced you and you do that amount of time that was sentenced to you, the collateral consequences should not exceed beyond that. But they do. Even Jimmy Carter said that the crime itself should, the crime itself should not exceed the punishment that is being given. And he was talking about drugs. The drug war became a war on people, not just a war on drugs. They never did stop the drugs. We got black men out here. Let me tell you something that's real alarming to me. I got a friend up there in New York, a young white guy. Me and him been working together for 5 or 6 years. He said something to me one time that blew my mind. He said, Pastor Glasgow, he said, let me tell you something. I said, what? He said, black people go to jail and prison 13 to 15 times more than white people. I said, I know that. I said, I know that. He said, but white people use drugs 5 to 7 times more than black people. I said, I know that. Yeah, I said, that's why I'm trying to fight this. He said, but did you know why you sitting up there fighting about your people going to prison? They just letting white people stay out here OD and die.
Lord, my
and
Lord.
I never looked at that before. I said, oh my God, I never looked at that. I was so caught